Now you might say, hey Joe, why didn't you move this back to cover up that hole? Well, I want this exactly where I need it, and this would be too close to the roof, and I can patch this. I know I'm gonna have to do some other patches in the ceiling. There's another patch I can do, and plus there's a nail hole here. There's something over here too, so that's fine. I know I'm always gonna have to do that. That's why, you know, you need to start learning how to do some of these sheetrock patches on your own, because there's always going to be another one. Well, you've decided to take on the project yourself. You're ready to cut your first hole. It's time to just do it. Okay, you remember we're going to cut right on the line. And just take little short strokes on here. I've already checked above the ceiling to make sure there's nothing in my way, no electrical lines, no copper water lines, nothing. Yeah, I got my goggles on, and I'm forgetting my gloves. Grab my gloves here. Getting so excited to cut this first hole. I wasn't set up all the way, was I? I could even have a dust mask on. But I'm going to try to keep my mouth away from the dust mask. I got my hat on, so that's going to keep it out of my eyes. If you take little short strokes, your blade is smaller at the end, so then you can just kind of curve it as you go. Got my trusty construction light here. I've always used my construction light. It gives me plenty of light to work with. This is not a race to see who can cut the hole the fastest or anything like that. And incidentally, sometimes I see people, there's this one patch, cracks me up. They say to cut this with your sheetrock knife. They say to score this and keep scoring it and dip it all the way down so you can cut that out. I would never do that. And I also would never suggest cutting in a remodel condition using a sawzall. It throws up dust all over the place, or a jigsaw throws dust everywhere. This is coming straight down. You can control it. You can feel whether or not you hit anything or anything like that, okay? Now, too, there's insulation above here. There's some very old insulation, and then there's some blow-in insulation too that I didn't want to get down there all the way on my belly to get to. So you know what? I better put my dust mask on for that fact, because I don't want to get all that all over me. Alright, let me get my dust mask. Let's get back to our job. Cut this out of here. Now I got my dust mask on. Just going to kind of hold this so it doesn't fall down on my face. Okay. Got some old insulation in there. Now, see, there's the blow-in is right up in here, so I'm gonna kind of take it and push it back away from the hole a little bit. When I get back up in the attic, when I get all done with my job, the important thing is to make sure to go back up in the attic when you think you're all done and re-spread your insulation around. Okay? Very important to do that. You don't want to forget that. Okay, so I'm pushing this back away from my hole a little bit. And see, I got a ceiling joist right there, and the rafter is on the other side of that, and the ceiling joist, just like we had thought. I can measure that with my tape measure, and I got almost an inch right there. Okay, means I got plenty. All right. Clean that up here a little. Just like that. Now, I can look at that. I can see if I'm on my hole, see if I need any little bits to shave off. If you got any questions, you see any of the line, now's the time to just clean it up a little bit. I'd rather be short than too big, you know, on your cutting opening. That looks fine. Now, I'm just going to kind of do a rough check. I'm not going to install this just yet, okay, but I've got my tabs pushed in, because see, they're going to push out above the sheetrock, and I don't want to do that just yet. I just want to see if it's going to fit in the opening. And see, you kind of push this up that way, like that. I've got to line it up. I don't have to have this box straight out. I know the ceiling joist is here. There's another ceiling joist over there, so I could put it at a slide angle, but not too much of an angle, because I don't want my little tab to hit the stud, the ceiling joist. I don't think it will, because I'm plenty far off. All right. So I can hold it up in there, and look at that. Looks like it's going to be just perfect. I don't want to push it up there too high and get this tab to drop down. If the tab drops down a little bit, you can still reach it from the inside and gently pull it back, okay? But once you get it where you want, you kind of push up in here and you can feel it. It kind of snaps into place. Oh, now, worst case scenario, you could get up there with a pair of pliers and pull it back down, you know, in case you ever need to reposition it, or if you ever remove these later on. Okay, gently do that, and that's how a cut-in can works, you know. So now I'm not going to set this up just yet. Okay, I cut my first hole. I've congratulated myself that everything fits and that everything seems fine. You want to do that on your first one. You don't want to cut all your holes and then find out, oh shoot, I used the wrong template. You know? Because then you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to have to figure out something else, okay? So now, onward with the next hole.